Welcome to GlideChat, where we give you the rundown of all things ServiceNow. Let's talk about the now, right now.
Welcome to another episode of GlideChat. I'm Joshua Young.
And I'm Paul Grupe.
And we're taking over for the mayor. Paul, really good to be sitting in a room with you, talking face to face. It's so nice. We get to work together all the time, but rarely do we get to spend a lot of time together in person. Really curious how you got started in your ServiceNow journey, what kind of brought you here. Very happy that we're here, but tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, sure. Hopefully you brought some popcorn and a lot of listening, because you're going to need a lot of time to get through this story. But yeah, so I started my ServiceNow journey over 10 years ago. I actually did retail management for 9 years and decided that wasn't for me. So got back into school and then ended up getting a networking degree and became a level 1 help desk analyst for a customer that was using ServiceNow. Did that about 6 months and ended up transitioning to development on the platform to grow their employee self-service and kind of take off from there. Visited with one other customer for a year and then ended up here at GlideFast the last 5 years. The mayor, as we all know, that we're taking over for, personally hired me. It's been a great journey. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Absolutely love what I do. And so what about yourself? How did you kind of get into the ecosystem?
Yeah, like you, started as a customer about 17 years ago at this point. Was at a little known place called General Electric. And we implemented I think this is true still. It was at the time the largest implementation of ServiceNow in the world. We had something like 650,000 users all across the globe, and we did it in about a year time frame to retire all these homegrown solutions and workflow tools. And as soon as we were done, we realized that about 3 other organizations inside GE had also stood up ServiceNow, and so then we got to do the fun thing of consolidating all those, and then went to a company called Nielsen to basically do the same thing, and realized that in a consulting format I could probably help more than one organization at a time, and really thought, yeah, ServiceNow, that's where I really have passion. It's something that we can use in any area of any organization to make their lives a little bit easier, to give them the metrics and KPIs that they need to ask for a raise, save the company some money, but ultimately just build cool, new, fun stuff. And so joined GlideFast maybe only about a year ago at this point, so still have a ways to go to work up tier 5, but I've loved every minute of it. You and the entire team have been so welcoming. Really appreciate the opportunity to be here and share our experiences with our customers to hopefully solve some problems for them. And I'm curious, maybe what's kind of the most fun thing that you've built in your career?
I think looking back on it, one of the fun things we built was, for the customer I was at, we had customer online ordering through a different system altogether, but we ended up being the support backbone for it. And this is before the days of CSM for ServiceNow. So building all of that from scratch, integrating with our homegrown solutions, and really being able to bring a level of customer service, to those customers before ServiceNow was even at that point of offering it.
That's awesome. Really pioneering. I mean, I think people used to say like ServiceNow was the great innovation platform. And I remember, that was always kind of the push. And now even more so, being able to see things that customers have created getting built into the platform, not just bolted on for one organization. I did the same thing, built event management before it existed as an offering. And then,
so what do you think about this Gen AI and all this new stuff coming out?
Really excited about Gen AI, generative AI, obviously being kind of the next evolution from an AI standpoint. Leveraging large language models is really exciting to be able to proactively create case summarization, maybe enhance the natural language understanding of either an employee's or an end customer's interaction with something like a virtual agent. But even more exciting, I think, is where Gen AI is going to be able to take us into moving from the large language models into large action models, and being able to not only create conversational content interactively and ad hoc, but then being able to take actions based on that for you, based on the conversation you're having with it. And so being able to not only live in a time like this where, AI is eventually going to become our overlords and they'll take over, right? I was reading some quote recently where someone said, we live with prehistoric emotions. We live in a society that was built on medieval frameworks, and we're living with godlike technology, and really just being able to help shape that for companies to make money is really empowering. So more than that, thinking about how ultimately, again, we can minimize some of that non-value add work for our customers and really leverage Gen AI in a space that makes sense for them. I think that's one of the reasons why we built that Gen AI readiness assessment, so that we can hopefully help our customers understand where they are on the maturity journey to be able to leverage Gen AI effectively. I think for a lot of folks, it's a buzzword, and they don't necessarily understand what the potential outcomes or outputs might be. They also don't understand what necessary components need to be in place prior to being able to leverage some of that functionality. We've got some customers who are obviously excited to move forward, but curious what's your experience been like with Gen AI, and where you see it kind of taking us?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's it's bringing a lot of positive, really helping streamline the customer support model and being able to summarize some of those cases and stuff. A lot of customers, like you said, it seems like a buzzword, and how to help them understand that the biggest key to that is having value add data and being able to learn based on good data is really what's going to help drive them to that next level, be able to make those intuitive decisions and really streamline their processes. And then also, making sure they understand AI is not going to ever replace jobs. It's going to give you your teams to have more value add opportunities. Instead of having to do those level 1 minute tasks, they're doing more exciting things and really driving the business and letting AI handle those small little things. So I think it's very positive overall from what I've seen.
I love that. Also, I mean, for those watching, we use AI all the time. It's a great agenda builder. It's a great bullet maker, but applying that in a way that hopefully is going to allow folks to make proactive decisions around things like app rationalization or where they need to focus or spend their time and energy, as well as kind of taking the next step, hopefully in reporting and metrics, being able to analyze data in new ways that will help us make better decisions, I think is going to be really key.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, agenda building, we actually, we're here together for our 2-day, in-person event, and building that agenda usually takes time, but instead we used AI and it just spit out an agenda. And so far, I would say it's been successful today, and we've stayed right on topic and on time. So, props to AI for helping drive our next 2 days.
In the Washington release, I know one of the really cool things that has really been expanded on over the last year that has really been in the ecosystem fully is sourcing and procurement functionality, and tying that into the overall asset lifecycle in an organization, especially as the expanding definition of what an asset is with regards to the ServiceNow ecosystem has dramatically changed from where it was even, 5 years ago, where now we're not just talking about traditional IT and user and infrastructure assets, but now we're talking about operational technology. We're talking about point of sale systems in the retail space. We're talking about medical devices for healthcare organizations. The use cases have really expanded, and being able to fill that system of action need for a lot of organizations has been really exciting to watch. Curious, Paul, what kinds of things have you seen either in the sourcing and procurement space, or what's coming next in Washington that gets you kind of excited for what's next for the evolution of the platform?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's super exciting to actually be able to have everything in ServiceNow and being able to start from, requesting new hardware or software, going through that procurement lifecycle, actually procuring the equipment, and then tying it all into asset management. So just in general, that whole idea of having it in platform, out of the box, you're not having to build it yourself. So, it brings it back to my first days on the platform. We actually had to build a procurement process before there was, again, similar story about customer service. We had to tie it in and build the whole thing from scratch to be able to manage the assets and have that asset lifecycle. And now you just, you configure it and personalize it, and you're really driving and really seeing that recoup in money and savings for the organization and driving that overall process forward. So I think a lot of, positive coming from that, being able to tie all that back together and then really see, how much money you're spending and saving and really streamlining the processes. Speaking of conferences, how about Knowledge? Are you excited for it?
So excited. It's in Vegas again. Never get tired of going to Vegas, and in particular, being able to see everybody in the community, being in the ecosystem as long as both you and I have. It's really exciting because it feels like a tight-knit community. We're constantly meeting, yes, new people all the time, but there are people that you'll see at Knowledge that you haven't seen in a few years and you've known for 15. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really exciting time, not only to see those people and reconnect, but also to learn about what's coming. And even more importantly, I think some of the kind of innovation that we were talking about and setting what the new standards will be for platform level capabilities, get to see what other customers have been building, hopefully with us or on their own. Just really exciting to see everybody come together and share all of that information. Come find us at our booth, and we'll talk to you more about how we've helped others do that. But I know you also love knowledge. It's a great conference. What knowledge will this be for you, out of curiosity?
It's not as many as you would think because of COVID and as a customer not going every year, but it's probably the 4th or 5th one I've been to. Well, like you said, love getting to catch up with old colleagues, new customers, getting to talk and see what's coming out, what people are doing, how they're structuring the platform. It's honestly, it's like a reunion every year. A lot of people that, you talk to and you get to actually see them in person. Even if they live down the street from you, you just don't make time to get together. We're all in there together. We're all talking the same lingo, getting to catch up, and it's really a thrill. And, as GlideFast is known for, we always throw the best party at the end of knowledge. So make sure you come check us out and come hang out with us over there.
That's awesome. I remember it was, I forget how many knowledges I've been to, but one, I was sitting in the keynote and someone was just walking by in the aisle. I mean, you don't know how big those rooms are. There's hundreds of people there. Someone's walking down the aisle and I go, Andras? It was a guy that I've worked with for years and I hadn't seen or spoken to in probably 5-6 years, but he worked in Budapest while I was in the States and just recognized him walking by. And that was the first time we ever got to meet in person. Just really amazing to connect with people. We do throw the best parties. That's a great way to connect with people as well. You've been to so many knowledges. What are some of the things that you've noticed in terms of how it's changed over time?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of innovation. Every year, we're getting to see these new things that are coming out and how customers are using the platform differently and thinking about it differently. It's bigger and better every year. It's just a big thrill to kind of see and really take the time to see what's out there. We get stuck in the day-to-day a lot, and we don't get to hear from, every customer and what they're, kind of innovating on or what ServiceNow is kind of planning. Sometimes they share some new technology that are coming out, at these events. So it's a lot of fun. And not to mention getting our team together. It's a big thing. We all work remote. We never really see each other, but getting everyone together in one place and getting to spend some time and build our team up as we continue to grow, as GlideFast grows.
Couldn't agree more. We have tons of content. Our marketing team is so good. We actually put out a book that folks can download, or if you find us at Knowledge, we might have a few of these on hand. You can actually see Voice of the Customer, where we actually have all of our customers for projects that we worked on or completed with them, or advisory engagements or training exercises that we worked on with them, just giving solid feedback around their interactions with us. And if you're a customer who's looking for an organization to work with, a partner in the ServiceNow space, and you want some sort of idea of the quality and caliber of work that we do and the impressions that we leave our customers with, this is a great way to get a view into that, and we'll hopefully put a link in the GlideChat to your ability to download this on the web, I think. Definitely,
and if you do get the hard copy, I believe it's available on Amazon if I'm not mistaken, you bring it with you to Knowledge, you get the mayor to sign it, himself. Even I don't have a signed copy at this point.
I've heard that the signature increases the value of this book by triple.
It does. It does. So. Now, as we're taking over for the mayor, we could sign it for you too, if you would like. We're not opposed. It might add quadruple value.
Paul, this was so much fun. Thank you for doing this. Really appreciate you. Honestly, the culture that you built here is just absolutely wonderful. You and Mike together, and our team in particular, is just the best in the business. I couldn't be happier to work with you and our team every day. It's just absolutely the joy of my life, and really appreciate it.
Oh, I truly appreciate it. We've come a long way. We've got a lot more to go and grow. So looking forward to the coming years and seeing where we can take this to.
Do you have a topic in mind that you'd like to discuss? Reach out to us at glidefast.com and subscribe to our podcast for new episodes. Thanks for listening.